struggles of youth.
I think from our perspective, you might have laid the groundwork, but you also left a lot of people without the ability to walk through that. It's
You're saying we haven't prepared your generation with resilience right now?
definitely where before things were connections and it was okay to go into something and just try it out and see if you can make a success out of it. Now you have to be an expert before you put your brand label on something.
So it's building resilience not just for mental health but for other factors as well. Academically, you guys are going hard at it.
Because when you were setting up the groundwork and you were doing things, a lot of people didn't have the academic
Correct, yeah.
courses in place for a lot of the things that are prevalent now. And the academics became quite important because it was proof to future employers that the world is headed. And for the most part, street smarts and having that real life experience is probably, I'm not going to say more important, but just as important as having the knowledge base, because the knowledge base tells you what you're looking for, and the street smarts and the connections tell you where you're looking. So, I mean, I do think that there needs to be a huge amount of education reform in the university sectors, because it's not their fault that they're doing it that way. When you're looking at top universities in the world, it's those that can push those papers and those theses through, and not those who create entrepreneurs or street smarts or the ability to learn in the future.
We did let you down because we put so much emphasis on getting an academic background that most kids...
People who get pushed, a lot of kids who get pushed by their parents into accounting or law or medicine, they're not getting pushed there because of the academic component. They're getting pushed there for stability. So immigrant families generally push their kids for those big three because they're recession-proof and they're connection-proof. You don't need to know the right people in order to go into this venture. You just need to be good and knowledgeable about the area.
Parents have huge influence, but do you know what the other factor is? It's the movies that we're producing. And that affects the culture of our whole society. I think that's why there's a lot of attraction to gangs, because being smart, being physically strong, having people fear you, things like that are highly attractive to a young person. And wealth, and extreme wealth, where you can buy the jewellery, you'll get the flash car, you got the motorbike, and people admire you for it, and I think that's what they aspire to be. Now, what can't we change that model somehow?
Yeah, but when you're looking at the people who want to go into gangs for the wealth that you'd get from the top tier business folks, that area, it's a lack of support from families. It is not knowing any better because that's just the environment that you grew up in. It's a series of bad decisions that led you to feel like you can't have a way out, and that's the only way to get there. It's not really to do with what media kind of shows it as.
There's not many people your age and your stage of life who've successfully created and run a business, and you've done that. What motivated you to do that?
I had inbuilt resilience from my background. So we moved from Eastern Europe because it's hard to live there, and of course what's happening in the news is a clear indication of
yeah,
how...
but and maiming, you guys have been through hell. Us in New Zealand, we just have a sweet life. No.
I also had to learn from the ground up, including the English language at a very late age. And it's difficult because you come in with no connections. You don't even come in with the English language. You come in with some small savings and what you have on the back of your on your shirt, on your clothes. And when that's sort of your starting point, there's only one way to go, which is up, and to seek stability and to make a place for yourself in New Zealand. And you do get resilient.
You're creating a business. You could end up very, very wealthy. And New Zealand's got this syndrome called tall poppy. So the more successful you are in business or wealth, you're going to get beaten up by the average person who will, not to your face, behind your back, demean you because, God, look.
It's when you're first starting out, it's a pretty crucial moment because you start gathering information from people and trying to figure out if it is feasible. And then you have a choice. You either listen to those who say it's not going to work, or you ignore them and you create.
What would you do if you're confronted with it?
I know that if someone told me point blank just to do something, or that I was doing something wrong because, I'd just do it my way anyway.
But who the hell wants to be wealthy? You know, is that really success?
For me, and running a business, I'm looking to gain independence. I want to get to a comfortable position where I can up and decide, yeah, I'm just going to go and travel Europe, you know, and I don't need to do it on a private yacht, but just having the flexibility to buy a plane ticket and go for a couple of weeks. And that's what I'm striving for.